Hello and welcome to a new update video. Today is Saturday the 27th of August 2016 and it's currently 12:22 p.m. Central European Time. I want to start with a question some of you might perhaps have, namely, how comes I never recorded the video that I announced on 3rd of August in my video Abwehramt Dunstkreis? For two reasons, actually. The first being that within those 24 hours back then, I got a bit of shit my way through the fields. Not really aimed particularly at me not recording this video. It was just generally sabotaging shit, and I just couldn't be asked to record it. And the next day I figured, quintessentially, as it says in the video itself, I mean, even the Abwehramt wouldn't really have had a necessary reason to actually watch that announced video, because all that would be new to them was announced or was revealed in the announcement as such. So I just figured, who needs the video, actually? What is to be known is found in Abwehramt Dunstkreis anyhow, so there was no need for me recording this video. It's not that I forgot or something. That just, as a first thing, to have that out of the way. A lot of shit is going on over these last few days. A lot of shit in the media is going on, ongoings in the world that are clearly Faex Mundi is doing very fascinating ongoings, but I'm not going to touch on it because it's just world politics, you know, that charade of utter pointless ongoings, and I don't care much about those at this point. But I want to point you out to something completely different, namely, as I've mentioned in the past, there is a club in Vienna, a football club called First Vienna Football Club, which, just because I am a fan of it, the regional filth here has severely attacked, and recently they did something unspeakable, namely they brought the fucking army onto their training ground. Now you should know about that club is not exactly close to the ex-Austrian army. Matter of fact, that club has a fan base that is very, 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 very left-wing and has nothing to do with the army, and they actually brought the fucking guards of the Austrian army onto their training grounds, which I guess they did especially for me. I want to point that out, but the really important thing that you should care about is you can go to firstviennafc.at. That's just one word, firstviennafc.at. They have a news item from the 21st of August 2016 called Happy Birthday First Vienna FC 1894, where it says that that day, 122 years ago, the club was founded and so on and so forth. But that's not really the point. The point is at the very, 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 very bottom, you have an artwork which has nothing at all to do with First Vienna Football Club. You have they're sitting on it, I think it's called a tricolor, those three running legs design that is part of the logo of First Vienna Football Club, because a man from the Isle of Man was in the original squad 122 years ago, and he suggested that is how it comes. It's, even though Vienna has nothing to do with the Isle of Man and the tricolor as such, but there's a tricolor in plate armor on red. Now red is a color that has nothing at all to do with First Vienna Football Club. This flag that you see is actually something very particular. It is the regional Faex Mundi's war flag. I have explained years ago how Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man on red, my desktop background, which you must have seen in some other videos, is mankind's war flag. It is the war flag of mankind against the inhumane creatures of Faex Mundi. And I want all the world to understand, this is important to every single fucking interest group out there, I want all the world to understand that the regional Faex Mundi have actually officially declared war on mankind. I want you to understand that by displaying their war flag, okay? This needs to sink into your fucking useless heads out there. The regional Faex Mundi, Abwehramt Dunstkreis, Adelskreaturen und die Lurches here have officially, publicly declared war on all mankind by flying their war flag. That needs to sink in. I want you fuckers out there to understand that they have done that. This is not ridicule of the football club. The ridicule of the football club is that they have the bloody army march onto their grounds. That is the ridicule of the football club. This flag here, their war flag, has nothing to do with ridiculing the club. It doesn't. It is letting me know that they say, okay, well, we will declare war on mankind then. And they have declared war on mankind. I want all of you out there to understand that no matter where in the world you fucking hide, in whichever hole, bunker, whatnot, the local Faex Mundi have declared war on all mankind. Get that into your heads. It is on firstviennafootballclub.at, news detail 5676 it's called, and it's from the 21st of August 2016. It's a news item that reads, "Happy birthday First Vienna Football Club." At the top you have an image with, a tilted image with two bourbon glasses or whatever that's supposed to be. And at the bottom though of that news item you have that red war flag of theirs, which has nothing to do with the football club at all. Okay, this is nothing to do with the football club. This is Faex Mundi's war flag. I want you to understand that. That was the first thing. Talking of the Abwehramt, it occurred to me that that prime enemy of mankind, namely all things Albion, and for the late joiners again, what is Albion? England, Scotland, Wales, right? That large British Isle, singular, that is Albion. All things Albion are the prime enemy of mankind. It occurred to me that even with me around at the helm of Ireland, I will find it very hard to talk the world out of completely and utterly annihilating Albion and turning it into a blighted isle. But especially when we're not around, hypothetically, all the people on Albion are dead. You will get a practically approximating 100% death count on Albion. They're all dead. And when it comes to the entirety of North America, due to the topography, it won't quite wind up at 100%, but it will be a solid 75 upwards, maybe 80 upwards or something like that. And in total, that's around 500 million people, if you add in Albion. 500 million people. I'll put that number in the video title. 500 million people. I want you to understand that you Faex Mundi out there allow the Abwehramt, their figurative orbit, fucking delusional royalty scum hereabouts, fucking delusional lurchies, and so on and so forth, that you allow the Abwehramt and Dunstkreis, to brave warriors that they are, hide beneath and below and behind 500 million corpses. I want you to understand that. You out there allow the Abwehramt to hide under 500 million corpses. You allow that. I want you to understand that. The Abwehramt hides behind 500 million corpses. And it's not that they hide behind 500 million living people and the logic, well, they're never gonna kill them to get at us. No, these people are already dead for all practical purposes. These people are already corpses. They actually hide behind 500 million corpses. And the very thought that you people out there, all of you Faex Mundi losers and idiots and illusionists out there, allow the Abwehramt and Dunstkreis, the worst aliens creature that have ever crawled on this planet, to hide behind 500 million corpses is mind-boggling. Do you see how you are fucking 100% insane? Do you see that? There. 500 million dead. That is that topic, just so you know. And the final topic, next month on the 13th, actually, I don't know if I'll get to record a video until then, which is why I mentioned it already. On the 13th of September, there's a holiday coming up for Freiland, namely Freilandtag, which is the 1-year anniversary of Freiland having actually been territorially completed. So on what is that, Tuesday, September the 13th, that's a Tuesday, we have Freilandtag, which is the 1-year anniversary to Freiland actually being territorially completed. 1-year anniversary coming up for territorial completeness of Freiland. 1-year anniversary. I just want you people out there to take note of that too, and to understand that, okay? This is of the territorial completeness. This is not the beginning of Freiland, because that's older by now. The territorial completeness is already 1-year anniversary coming up. And as I wanted to say, I have to attend some stupid course at the moment for with the unemployment office and whatnot, so I don't know if I find the time to record a video till then. If not, you've been told. 1-year anniversary of Freiland coming up. And the final thing for this year video is there are attacks against me. Here's something interesting. I noted today that I have said in the past that I pursue Marlon dead. If you don't know who Marlon is, fine. I did only explain it like a bazillion times in my documents. But hey, I always said in the past that Marlon is dead. But of course, I have no proof of Marlon being dead other than his absence so far. Now, right now, for the last few days, maybe already a week or 2 weeks or something, they slowly faded us in. So it's kind of hard to tell when exactly they started. But they have, you have Marlon's bunch, not talking about the bunch of Germans, but actually his American side IG. Not Marlon himself, which really is, I think, even more proof, indirect, that Marlon is no longer alive. Because the IG that Marlon was part of is currently part of the attempts against me. They are once more trying to, in what they, I take it, perceive to be a subtle and there's another word, elaborate set of instructions, which is neither elaborate nor subtle, but, you know, lack of a better word, I mean, it's actually a grotesque construct rather than elaborate. Just because something is grotesque, it doesn't make it elaborate, and it ain't subtle, okay? That's another thing. So it's neither elaborate nor subtle, but I could imagine that they consider it elaborate and subtle. A set of routines and whatnot, which eventually is some very indirect way of trying to teach my parts to develop something like what in the very, very, very hot phase was what I called the sum of routines amounting to the auto-antagonist, so to speak. So to have yourself fight against yourself again. That ain't working. I deleted these routines way back in 2013. I deleted everything that had to do with them, and the mere understanding of my phases, of what phases are, and so on and so forth, prevents it anyhow. The reason why I mention this is because they are trying while I'm here at home, they are constantly fucking up through the fields, and I assume that they are trying to do once more an attempt at remote scenario apping. Not really in order to give me any particular scenarios, but just to force me into a scenario like flow diagram, so to speak. Is that what it's called in English? Flow diagram? They're sitting on my English. Which really means it ain't working, because the scenario app is not here anymore and you can't remote scenarioize. I've only told you fuckers that for a bazillion times, but they think they got an all-new approach and whatnot. They're just once more fucking around, but I want to point out to some people, namely especially in light of all of the things that I mentioned in this video together, such as, for instance, that it's 500 million people who are dead already, and how they actually officially declared war on all mankind, okay? And at the same time, the best thing they can come up with is an artificial attempt at recreating the happening of the scenario app, and hoping that very indirectly my phases can be brought to self-antagonize me again, so to speak, which doesn't work, which will not work, which never did work. Even back then, the reason why these routines back then weren't all efficient was because I had 2 fucking setups back then. And here's another thing, they are still trying to utilize, or once more utilizing, the left side setup when I have established in videos that I'm actually going to look this up, just because I forgot how old exactly these videos are. Some of my oldest videos on YouTube, They are, I think it is the video part 1, 2, 3, 4 from the 29th of June 2015, so over a year ago, and if not that, it is the other multi-part video from back when, namely the Corruption on Types of Connections, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. So it is that 3-part from the 4th of July 2015. In either case, it is well over a year later that I have actually explained, and back then already I used the past tense, back then I already explained that the left side setup ain't fucking happening anymore. The left side setup has been destroyed to whichever extent, which might have coincided with you destroying the cerebellum just because you placed the fucking spheres when the whole shit still worked all over my fucking brain and physically, electronically destroyed the cerebellum. And back then you might have also destroyed the functionability, I know there's no such word in the dictionary, but I just made it up, of the left side setup. There ain't no fucking left side setup. What you don't get, namely you idiots out there who think this works, is that the external ports are the external ports. They always were the external ports. They are there. But that does not mean that there's a left side setup that actually works. What you do on the external ports and all the illegal connecting via the external ports and mirroring back and whatnot is actually something done on the right side setup, because it's the only bloody setup that for easily over 2 years I have. The left side setup ain't happening anymore. There ain't no such thing as a left side setup, just as there ain't no fucking cerebellum anymore of a capital C. There ain't no such thing. But you're happily trying away. And also happily trying away are they trying to, I've said this a billion times before, for ridiculing purposes, have one of my faces pretend that it is the cerebellum and so on and so forth. But the truth is, this is again been going for so long now that I find it hard that it is merely aimed with the end of ridiculing me. Because this is the kind of shit that others who behold that would be led to believe that it actually works like that. Right? So there's fucking idiots out there who keep this completely ridiculous shit up so that face value to yet others out there, they say, no, see, this is how it works and this is what we've always done. When it doesn't the fuck work like that. At all. So even at this point, we're 500 million dead for sure, under whose corpses hide the Abwehramt Dunstkreis, whom you leave alive, who declared openly by flying their warflag war on all mankind. They are lying in your faces still. And their highest wisdom is, well, let's just do it in, because we can't come up with something that doesn't mean. Okay, this is the point where we are. And 13th of September, have a piece of cake, will you? 1 year anniversary of Thailand, thank you.